Hey healthy gamers, this is Jack. Have a Guild Wars 2 video. This one is going to be Mesmer PvP. Before we start, let me tell you that you have until August 24th to enter to win a free copy of Guild Wars 2. All you have to do is just follow me on my social media. If you're a subscriber, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, then you'll have chances to win. So if you do all three, then you have 3 chances to win a free copy of Guild Wars 2. This video was shot in BWE 3, and then subsequently the Mesmer actually got a pretty big buff. I don't know all of the specifics, but if you Google like Mesmer buff in August 2012, you should get some good articles on that. Let me just say this before we start off, I'm not very good. I had to play all the classes that weekend to get footage, and so I didn't really figure out exactly what I was doing with these. So this is more of just a general overview of how they play, rather than any, I don't know, cool like domination PvP video. So the most interesting mechanic about Mesmers is you create little clones and phantasms of yourself. Your primary attack, your auto attack, every third one will create a little clone, and you can have up to 3 of these guys at once, and the ones created by your auto attack don't actually do any damage to the player. They're just they are a distraction. And what you have to do is manage these clones by using your F1 through F4 abilities. What they'll do is they'll make your clones go do different stuff to the enemy you have targeted. So either they'll do some damage, they'll put conditions on them, I think one makes them either dazed or stunned. So in order to be a good Mesmer player, you really have to make use of all of your F1 through F4 abilities, and that makes the class a little bit complicated to play. But they can be super powerful in battle when done correctly. A lot of times it's actually difficult for players to tell which ones are your clones and which one is actually you. I know I have trouble a lot of times in PvP distinguishing who the real player is, especially because Mesmers get a lot of things that can make them go invisible and spawn clones on top of themselves. And so if you play like a clone, it can be really difficult to tell if you're the real one. If you want to see someone that really knows what they're doing, search for in YouTube Xeph, X-E-P-H, Power Mesmer, and he does some really good gameplay, and it's very interesting to see a Mesmer that's played correctly. But right here you can see that Necro has a ridiculous amount of pets up, and now I'm going to drop an AoE right there, and that's one of my utility skills, and that AoE, I love it. So the build I'm using here, I didn't really know what I was doing, so I just thought try to get as many skills as I could to make a whole bunch of clones up all the time. And so I'm basically just creating 3 clones and phantasms and then making them go suicide on the dudes. I don't think I'm going to roll a Mesmer for the PvE aspect of the game because they're kind of terrible at PvE, just because the way their clones work is once their primary target dies, all of their clones disappear and you have to kind of respawn them. And so that doesn't work very well when you're killing stuff left and right. But I'll definitely have a Mesmer as a PvP character. So right now I got 3 of my little clones and phantoms up, and then I'm going to use my F1 ability and make them all it's called Mind Rack, that's what it's called. And what it does is they run up to the targeted enemy and then they explode, dealing AoE damage to the target and anyone around them. Oh, and the difference between a clone and a phantasm is something you can summon with some weapon skills and some utility skills, which is kind of like a clone, except they'll actually do real damage to the enemy, right? Whereas a clone is just kind of an illusion that can take the heat off of you. So here you're going to see me get into a little bit of trouble, and then I use my elite skill, which is mass invisibility, which makes me and allies around me invisible. And so that's one of the really good things Mesmers can do, is they can have several different skills to make themselves temporarily invisible, and that can really save your butt in PvP. And so I went invis and got out of combat, and so now they're all targeted on different dudes, so I can come back in and do some more DPS. And I'm activating my shield for no reason. After watching a lot of other PvP videos and people who actually know what they're doing, it seems like there is a ton of room for skill, and you really want to use your abilities not really reactively, but at the right time, rather than what I'm doing here, which is basically just kind of using them whenever without a rhyme or reason. So there's a lot of room to be a lot better, which is great. That's what you want in a PvP game. You don't want a game where you just hit 1, 2, 3, 4 in the correct sequence and you win. You want a game where you have to make decisions about when to use certain skills, and that I think Guild Wars 2 has that part right. So I think it's going to lead for a really, really interesting PvP experience where people's skills can really shine through. And for your healthy tip of this video, an apple or a banana with some peanut butter makes for a great breakfast or a great snack on the run when you don't have much time. I did that all the time in college. I would always roll out of bed late for class, so I would just grab an apple and then a spoonful of peanut butter and then be good to go for like the next 2 or 3 hours. I want to thank you for watching. If you would like to support The Healthy Gamer, the best way to do that is to like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and then to share the videos through social media, through forums and Reddit and all the other awesome places on the internet. That's the best support that you could give me, is to just share my content. So I really do appreciate that, and I hope everybody has a great day.